Hey, this is Fly Guy for TekSushi.com giving you another G.I. Joe Retaliation figure review. This time, this one is just getting better all the time. Battle-Kata Roadblock. Now we've had a Roadblock before from the movie in Wave 1, this is from Wave 2, and this guy just knocks it out the park. Wait till you see the thing this weapon will do. In fact, you can see right in front of you. Lots and lots of combinations on these different weapons, and you can swap them around. Basically, it's a part knuckle duster, part kind of lasery blaster pistol, with a knife that plugs in the top, with a spear tip that plugs in the top, and with a kind of, I don't know what you would call that, kind of truncheon, I guess. Pretty amazing looking stuff that Hasbro have done here in this design for this figure. They do have giant ass holsters on the figure for them, but pretty much every part can go onto the display of this figure. You'll see some can go in the chest, some can go in the kind of lower torso, and there's one that's actually not shown on the figure there at all, which I just discovered by accident. So Hasbro always do this sometimes. They give you all these instructions and then they omit a couple, just like a hidden feature for you. So let's get a look at some of the things in this guy. Now first off, he does come with a gigantic ass weapon. I think we call this a Browning or something, but it's an older style weapon. It comes in two parts. You can have it carried like that, or put on him. There's nowhere really on his torso to attach this, I believe. I can't see anywhere really you could put that. I guess you could almost, there's a peg hole at the back of the figure. You could almost try and squish that into his back. I guess you could, so there's a possibility there. But huge rifle that it comes with. And again, plugs in to, you can see that male part there plugs in into that female part there, and it gives you that. It's a little bit confusing. You can almost lay the figure down, but it's a little bit hard to make him lie down to use the weapon. It doesn't quite work because his head doesn't tilt back enough, but it's still cool looking. So there you go. You can maybe add that to some of your G.I. Joe troopers or other ones that you've got around. But a cool piece. So let's get that out of the way. And let's look at the rest of the figure. Now, as I said, these weapons that come in this figure are stunning, so we'll come back and look at that in just a second. Let's look at the figure itself first of all. Now again, we had a Roadblock, as I said, in the first series, and while he was good, I think a lot of Hasbro fans, G.I. Joe fans I should say, got a little worried that the articulation was kind of getting towards that way that Star Wars figures were, and it was incredibly limited. So this is a completely back to form, fantastic, everything's rocking articulation here, so we'll talk through that in just a minute. But the figure itself, that's just to give you a better look at it. That is a removable vest. Underneath there's nothing there but a black top. You can see the part of it on his shoulder there, so that just runs across his chest. There's nothing really to show you. There's no markings or anything. And he's got his khakis, he's rocking his combat khakis. And the knee armour there, and boots. So we've pretty much got a great looking figure. Check the, let me get a bit of better light on that for you. You can just about see that under the light. There's veins popping out in this guy's arm. Check this thing out. See if let's get a little light here. We'll, you can just see on the arm there and the shadows, all the detail that's on the muscles there and the veins in his arm. Absolutely crazy. So, but loving it there, and he's got his tattoo or his clan marking on his arm, so pretty cool. He's got a kind of holster there at the back where the riot stick or truncheon goes in, and it slots into that white piece too. Let me just show you that. And again, this can be attached to these incredible knuckle duster like things. So there we go, that's how that fits into the back. Let me take that out. And he's also got on the very side of him down at the bottom, he's got a small knife there which also can attach to these crazy ass knuckle duster things. We'll take that out, so one tiny little knife there, and you'll see it's got a little connecting piece on the top, so that working holster's down on that side there too. Nothing on the other side. But these giant trays that almost look as if there's something out of a hardware store that goes into a shelf on a wall. It's absolutely nuts. So, but they're unfortunately not removable. A lot of G.I. Joe fans are not liking these from what I've seen on Twitter and a few places, but they're not too bad. I don't mind them too much. But let's get a look at these weapons, then we'll come back to the articulation on this guy. In fact, before we get into other weapons, there are two other. They're so small I can barely, you forget them. But you can just see on the chest plate there is slots for several different pieces, and there's one. We'll take a tiny little arrowhead. You can just see that there. They're so tiny, these things. You've got to watch you don't lose them. And there's another one in the white part of the chest. There we go. Same little arrow piece. And they just slot into these pieces there and there. You've also got a knife holster up there, so if you don't want your knife to be down at the side of them, you can. Let me just slot that in and show you. There you go. You've got a little knife piece in him. You can just see that in his chest. So, man, this guy's got options for weapons. It's a crazy ass figure that way. So, let's get a look at these other weapons. Now, as it comes, you think it first of all it's in one piece, and you'll see the small kind of nipple-like piece on the top of it there. And if I detach this, you'll see what comes out there is the way it clips on into that little piece there. So you've almost got this like knuckle duster piece, which has a slot at the top, which you can add bits and pieces. So that can take the truncheon, and you can put that in there. And if it's a little fiddly to show you how to do it. Let me get some light. It's like threading a needle, this thing here. There we go. So you've got a kind of sword going on there. So pretty damn cool. So that's these crazy knuckle dusters. So let's unplug that. Let's take one of the arrowheads. Again, it's pretty small, but Hasbro has made sure these all fit. So there you go. You get a great little, something to stab someone with. It's not exactly very nice, but you know what I mean. So again, those little arrowheads fit in there. And if we take the knife that he had earlier on, there's one I've done earlier from the other hand. So there's the knife. In fact, you're right. I'm right. There's two knives. My apologies. There's two knives there. So that's one for that top chest holster and one for the leg. So again, you can have that there. Now, not only that, you can also on the figure take the pieces that this comes with, this other secondary weapon part, plug that back into the knuckle duster kind of thing, and there we go. On one of these holsters, you can then sit them inside the holsters themselves, and they sit very snugly in there. So a little bit big, but they're not too bad. Now you can also, if you really want to, lots of combinations on this thing. Let's get back to the basic knuckle duster again, and on the side of his armour, practically barely visible, you can just see that little ripple shape underneath there. The camera's just getting the light there, just so my finger's tapping. That allows you to take this piece and plug that over the top of it. Not on the instructions from Hasbro. You'll see once I put it on, hopefully, there you go, it actually does fit. So it's kind of designed for these pieces too, so you can have every single part of this deconstructed and plugged into Roadblock here. So pretty awesome figure. In terms of articulation on him, he is rocking it absolutely everywhere. So we do have a ball jointed head on him. You can see the ball joint with the hinge on the shoulders, ball joint with the hinge on the elbows. We get swivel wrists, and we also get those rocking double wrists, double jointed wrist that's on the figure. He's got a swivel waist. We've got ball jointed hips, double joints in the knees, and he's got rocker ankles. Oh boy, this guy's doing the limbo, and it's no wonder why. He's absolutely stonking. What a great figure, and what a massive improvement on Wave 1. So if you were swirling about getting into Joe's and you were thinking about it in the past, do it now. Snake Eyes, this guy, Roadblock, fantastic. Really, really good figures. I bought mine as usual from DarkSideToys.com. He arrived minty fresh. I bought him loose. Packaging is not much to really rave about, has to be said. But I was so happy. I put a pre-order in straight away and got these guys. It took me a week or so to finally get these reviews done. But they are fantastic. And the people are finding them very hard to find on USA shelves. So if you don't want to wait for retail, because frankly, as far as I'm concerned, retail is dead. We don't even get these G.I. Joe figures in Australia. They aren't for sale in the UK. And good luck trying to get them overseas. So literally, you've only got a few places you can buy them. And we'll put some links below to Darkside Toys or BBTS and places like that to make sure you can get them. But get these figures. They are fantastic. I'm loving it. Great figure. Cannot wait for the movie. Check out the G.I. Joe trailer we've also got on the channel. We've got some Super Bowl trailers and other bits and pieces that have came from the G.I. Joe movie. Cannot wait to see it. So let us know what you think. Comments below or on facebook.com/TekSushi. You'll also find us on twitter.com/TekSushi and on Google Plus under TekSushi as well. So there you go. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you for more reviews soon. Cheers.